Hello, my name's James Wycherley, and welcome to this short video, which is an introduction to working with the Insight Management Academy. It's been designed particularly for organisations and their team members who are full members of the IMA and helps you to understand the services that we provide and the ways in which you can access them. I'm going to start with a very quick introduction to the IMA itself, which was created in the early 2000s when a group of senior Insight leaders of market research and customer analytics teams met for the first time in London to try to understand what best practice in this new thing called Insight was all about. It was around 2003 that a lot of people who had previously held roles as head of research and analysis suddenly found that they were heads of Insight, and a number of us wanted to understand what that really meant and whether best practice in Insight in a corporate organisation was the same as best practice in research or best practice in analysis or competitor intelligence. A report was produced at the end of that initial meeting, Customer Insight Management and Communication, a report which has provided many of the principles on which the IMA's work has been based ever since. But just as importantly, a decision was made to found an Insight Forum, an environment in which Insight leaders from a range of large organisations could get together every quarter to talk about the challenges that they faced in making Insight effective in their own organisations and share ideas for how they were trying to tackle those challenges. Over the 16 years that have followed, a range of famous companies have taken part in those gatherings and have joined in that conversation. Many of the largest banks, the largest supermarkets, major brands like eBay, McDonald's, Carling, Kraft Heinz, Nestle, Lucozade have joined in the conversation, as have public sector organisations in the UK and also not-for-profit organisations as well. Underlying all the conversations that we have is one simple principle. All our organisations only invest in Insight because they believe that it will help to transform their performance. However, if we want Insight to transform our organisations, we first have to transform our Insight teams. So how have the most effective Insight teams gone about doing that? Well, all the IMA's best practice work is summarised in a range of reports, best practice guides, videos, and a new book called Transforming Insight, The 42 Secrets of Successful Corporate Insight Teams. But all these use a common structure, and it's based around four key pillars. Those four pillars are that we need to identify value for our organisations, and we do this by generating joined up insights which address real business issues, and also by developing accumulated knowledge based around key customer segments, markets, brands, products, and channels. And we use that as the basis to then, secondly, drive change within our organisations through influence and communication. Now, that second pillar is actually just as important as the first, because there is no point in spending any time researching or analysing business issues or building accumulated knowledge unless we subsequently drive change within our organisations through influence and communication. But 16 years of best practice work have also revealed two other key pillars. The first is that we need to take a top-down approach to managing our Insight resource within our companies and to demonstrate strong leadership for Insight through Insight strategy and through Insight people. But we also need to optimise our impact by focusing on the positioning of Insight within our companies. In other words, where does Insight sit in the hearts, minds and processes of key decision makers? And also commerciality, that is the business acumen that our Insight teams demonstrate and the extent to which they're aligned to key business objectives and can speak the language used by the rest of the organisation, which for most of us is the language of finance. So how can your IMA membership help you to learn more about each of those different pillars and the principles that sit beneath them? Well, if you have a full IMA membership, a Tier 1 membership, there are 5 key things that we can do to help you. The first is that we'll have regular conversations with the senior insight leader within your organisation to understand their challenges, the issues of the day, and the ways in which they're trying to tackle them. It's only by keeping in constant touch with insight leaders in the UK, the USA, Canada, Europe, and Asia that the IMA can understand what it is that it needs to develop best practice on, and how it needs to structure the agenda for its insight forums. It's these insight forums, meeting on a quarterly basis in London and Manchester, and currently online every month, where insight leaders develop those discussions about their challenges and share ideas. If you're an insight leader working with one of our organisations and you haven't ever taken part in one of our insight forums, please contact us, because there's something unique about the ethos of those forums. You learn, of course, from the inspiration and thought leadership which we provide as an organisation, but probably just as importantly, from the conversations that you have with your peers. And they also provide a unique time and safe space to reflect on what difference insight is making in your organisation and what changes you want to make. Now, both those regular conversations and the insight forums provide a space and a benefit for insight leaders. But of course, an Insight Management Academy membership is there for everybody in an insight team. So what else can we do to help you? Well, firstly, we provide online learning for teams, and we do this primarily through our website and a range of insight leader guides, reports, and videos that you'll find there. If you go to www.insight-management.org, then you'll see a range of free articles that anybody can read, but also member content that you can only access by clicking on the member login button and then going down into the menu that sits underneath member content. There, you'll find pages devoted to some of those key principles that I was talking about earlier. So, for example, if you're interested in insight influence, you'll find 6 different insight leader guides on that topic. One is an overall introduction to this topic. One is looking at another topic, understanding decision makers. Another one is looking at how we can improve stakeholder relationships. A 4th one looks at influencing skills for introverts. And the 5th and the 6th focus on behavioural economics. Firstly, providing an overall view of behavioural economics for insight teams. And then secondly, looking at how we can use behavioural economics not only to understand the end consumers for our organisation, but also to nudge our internal stakeholders, which is a topic which the IMA believes is a very fruitful one for insight teams to explore. As well as the online learning, we also provide capability benchmarking. That's an opportunity for the insight leader and, in some cases, their team members and stakeholders within the organisation to do a self-assessment of how effective the insight team is being. We ask respondents to answer a range of questions which align to the chapters of the Transforming Insight book and the insight leader guides that we provide. And amongst other things, that can help you to understand where your strengths and development areas are relative to other organisations, the 200 others that form the benchmark within the IMA's work. But they can also signpost you to the training topics that you might want to then look at. As a full member of the IMA, you'll be entitled to up to 30 places on our online workshops or flexible support that we can provide specifically for you and your insight team. The online workshops cover topics like commercial thinking, insight generation, influencing skills, behavioural economics, storytelling skills, and visual communication. But the flexible support, well, that can cover those same topics by arranging workshops just for your insight team, but it can also provide you with regular mentoring, online coaching, clinics for your team members to attend if you've got people who have particular development requirements. Or it can be contributions to projects like insight strategy work, for example. Any project that you think is important to help insight make a difference within your organisation. So some calls to action for you. If you haven't done already, please click on the big red apostrophe on the front page of the IMA's website, www.insight-management.org, and sign up to receive the IMA's regular 5-minute insight emails. They provide thought leadership and challenge on a range of topics and are designed to get you thinking on a Friday morning. Secondly, please, if you're a member of the IMA and you've signed up for a Tier 1 or Tier 2 membership, please participate in the Insight forums that we provide. And please don't feel shy about asking for advice. If we know the answer to a challenge that you're facing, we'll tell you straight away. But if we don't, we almost certainly know an Insight leader in one of our other member organisations that has tried to tackle this challenge before, and we can put you in contact with them. Thirdly, benchmark your current Insight capability, firstly by doing the free survey that we provide to all our IMA members. It takes about 12 minutes to complete and has questions on the 42 topics which are outlined in the Transforming Insight book. And based on that, explore best practice. All those Insight leader guides on our website. Sign up for an online account if you don't have one with us already. We provide a range based on the tiered membership that your organisation has signed up for. But also book training workshops or flexible support with us so that we can really help you to embed Insight best practice back in your organisation. Thank you for watching this introductory video. I hope you found it interesting, and if you've already have a corporate membership with us, I hope you found it useful to know more about the benefits from which you can benefit. Please use that membership to help you to make Insight more effective within your organisation. Thank you.